I put my mother-in-law's name on the church prayer list. My mother-in-law Carol has gone to the same church for 34 years. She sits in the third pew, front left, same spot every Sunday, and she runs the women's Bible study like it's a corporation. Everyone there thinks she's a saint. I know better. Carol never liked me. She told my husband Daniel before the wedding that I wasn't raised right. When I asked what that meant, she smiled and said, "Oh, nothing, sweetheart." She calls me sweetheart the way other people say a slur. For 6 years, she's done this thing where she corrects me in front of people. At Thanksgiving, she took the stuffing I made, tasted it, set the fork down, and said, "Well, it's store-bought, but that's fine. Not everyone has time to try. I made it from scratch." She knew. She just wanted the table to hear store-bought. I stopped defending myself years ago. Daniel would say, "That's just how she is," which is what he says instead of doing anything. Then this fall, it got worse. Carol started telling people I was struggling. At the church potluck, one of the other women pulled me aside and said so gently, "Carol told us you and Daniel are going through a rough patch. We're all praying for you." We weren't going through anything. I came home and asked Daniel if he'd said something. He hadn't. Carol made it up. She'd done it before I found out. She told her sister I'd let myself go. She told a neighbor our house was always a mess. Small things, drops of poison, always with that soft voice, so nobody could call it cruel. The last one broke me. At Carol's birthday lunch in October, in front of 9 people, she said, "I do worry about them financially. Daniel works so hard, and, well, some women just aren't good with money. I make more than Daniel. I handle every bill in that house." I didn't say anything. I smiled and passed the rolls. Everyone saw me stay quiet, which to them meant it was true. That night I sat in my car in the church parking lot for a long time. Then I went inside. Our church has a prayer list. You write a name and a request on a card, drop it in the box, and it gets read aloud during the 10 a.m. service and printed in the Sunday bulletin. Hundreds of people see it. Carol reads every word of that bulletin. I took a card. I wrote her full name, Carol Ann Whitfield. Under request, I wrote, "Please pray for Carol as she works through the guilt of spreading untrue things about her family and finds peace with the truth." I dropped it in the box. I almost took it back out. I didn't. Sunday morning, 10 a.m., Pastor Reed stood up with the cards and read them one by one. Sick people, a man's surgery, a family who lost their house. Then he got to mine. He read it slowly, kindly, the way he reads all of them. No idea what he was holding. "Let's lift up Carol Whitfield, that she'd find peace with the truth." The whole third pew turned to look at Carol. She went white. She sat frozen while 300 people bowed their heads and prayed over her guilt. Her Bible study women, her sister, the neighbor she'd talked about me to, all of them, praying she'd stop lying. After the service, she found me by the coffee. Her hands were shaking. "How dare you?" she said, keeping her voice down because people were near. "In God's house." I said, "I only wrote what's true, Carol. If it's not true, you've got nothing to feel guilty about." She said, "Everyone heard that." I said, "I know. Same way everyone heard you say I'm bad with money. Same way everyone heard I'm not raised right." Funny how it feels when it's out loud, isn't it? Daniel came over asking what was wrong. Carol said I'd humiliated her. Daniel looked at me. For once, I didn't wait for him to defend her. I said, "Your mother's told half this church I'm broke, messy, and failing my marriage. I put her on the prayer list. If she wants it taken off, she can go tell everyone which part she made up." Carol opened her mouth and closed it, because to clear it up, she'd have to admit she said it. 2 women from the Bible study came over and hugged her and said they were here for whatever she's carrying. She had to say thank you. She had to stand there and be comforted for the lie she couldn't confess. She hasn't sat in the third pew since. She watches the service online now, where nobody can turn around and look at her.